we'll have to dismantle those laws that essentially give more rights to people who are entering our country than people who are living in our country. And the problem is that the political class do not want to acknowledge how bad things are. And ordinary people across Britain see how bad things are. They can see that we don't have control of the boats. They can see that the borders in Britain are porous. But it will take a huge push to actually change that human rights legislation that has now been in since the 1990s, and that is what we need to do. And I think pressure in Britain is building for that. You'll have seen at the election, Nigel Farage and Reform got a large vote because people are frustrated.
Due to her bravery and resolve to challenge the party line, Liz Truss has long been a polarizing figure in British politics. However, the recent public confrontation with Keir Starmer sent shockwaves through the entire political landscape. What began as a routine live television discussion quickly escalated into a startling revelation that could change public perception of the leader of the Labour Party. What prompted Truss to make such daring claims about Starmer? Before we dive deeper, if you enjoyed our video, please consider subscribing to our channel. It's completely free, and your support means a lot to us. Now, let's get back to the video. While political dramas have always been a staple of British life, the past few years have been especially tumultuous and charged.
Do you actually regard the current Conservative Party as being conservative?
Well, I'd like them to be more conservative. They're definitely more conservative than the Labour Party, which are desperate to kowtow to the global left, desperate to give in to the eco-extremists, desperate to have more immigration into Britain. But I would like to see the Conservative Party taking a stronger stance, and in particular, being prepared to change the system, because what I found as a minister and as Prime Minister, that too often, much of the power that was meant to lie in our hands actually lay with unelected bureaucrats, and it became impossible to get things done. So I want to see a Conservative Party that's actually prepared to challenge the status quo, prepared to challenge the system in order to deliver the Conservative policies that, I want to see.
Regrettably, Liz Truss was unable to finish her term as Prime Minister, despite having a unique chance to make a significant impact for both her party and the nation. She demonstrated more bravery than many of the men in her party, which is truly commendable. Truss openly criticized Keir Starmer, labeling him the most dangerous man in Britain, a remark that clearly rattled him. In response to her comments, a whirlwind of reactions ensued. Some passionately accused Truss of orchestrating a smear campaign, while others praised her courage and resolve. However, one thing was evident. Starmer found himself unexpectedly on the defensive, and Truss had reclaimed her political prominence. Recently, I was taken aback by the shocking news regarding Keir Starmer and his connection with a homosexual.
Well, key in all of this, the disenfranchisement of ordinary people. There's the waves and waves of illegal migration hitting the UK. We watch it in Australia. We know it can be stopped. But I get the sense that Britain doesn't think it can get control of its borders again. I mean, can it get its borders back under control?
We can, and we've seen what Australia did. I met Tony Abbott on several occasions talking about his successful policies to get control of immigration in Australia. But there is not the political will to do it in Britain, because we will have to dismantle a lot of our laws, like the Human Rights Act that Tony Blair brought in and Keir Starmer.
The British public is fed up with politicians who seem more focused on their own interests and retaining power than on addressing urgent issues, a sentiment that is particularly evident in the context of Brexit and the ongoing leadership crisis. Unlike the 1970s, when powerful trade unions fought for workers' rights, we now face a formidable bureaucracy that effectively runs the country. The Bank of England and the Office of Budget Responsibility are prime examples. I speak from experience, having worked there myself. These individuals are the ones who shape policy, and until we wrest control from them and start holding politicians accountable, nothing will change. In her first major public appearance since resigning, Truss boldly revealed what she described as deeply troubling facts about Starmer's leadership and conduct. However, she was prepared for fierce criticism and damaging accusations. This was not just another interview, it was a genuine clash in the political arena.
I got a letter this week from a Tory voter in a Labour seat. I hope they don't mind me saying who it was. It was Liz Truss. It wasn't written in green ink, but it might as well have been. She was complaining that saying she'd crashed the economy was damaging her reputation. It was actually crashing the economy that damaged her reputation.
A significant wave of controversy erupted on social media, with opinions both in favour of and against Keir Starmer. Many began to seriously question the validity of the accusations made by Liz Truss. For numerous individuals, this marked a shocking moment of realization. Was Starmer concealing something else? Truss kept the public in suspense by teasing that new, potentially explosive information would soon come to light. Observers noted that Starmer's typically composed demeanor suddenly appeared anxious and uncertain. Is this the start of his political downfall? Or did Truss simply capitalize on the public's appetite for scandal? What implications will this have for politics in the UK? Liz Truss is not merely a politician. She is a person of exceptional intellect and principles who genuinely prioritizes the rights of British citizens. Her administration adhered to a clear vision, and her exit from the role of Prime Minister was a significant setback for the country. It's no surprise that she wasn't given the opportunity she deserved, as her insight, authenticity, and intelligence were too formidable for the establishment, which prefers to operate in the shadows.
A book is being written about the Prime Minister's time in office. Apparently, it's going to be out by Christmas. Is that the release date or the title?
Mr. Speaker, I have been in office for just under 2 months, and I have delivered the energy price guarantee.
The Labour Party, eager to cater to the global left, is attempting to appease eco-extremists and promote increased immigration to Britain. In her first interview since Rishi Sunak resumed the role of Prime Minister, Truss addressed several critical issues, including a pointed critique of the current administration. She did not hold back in her condemnation of Starmer's opposition for limiting freedom of expression and wholeheartedly supported Elon Musk's initiatives to safeguard fundamental human rights worldwide. Truss emphasized that Starmer's choice to confront such a powerful figure as Musk would never yield positive outcomes for him or the country. This statement has emerged as a significant challenge that could alter the dynamics of the political landscape.
Mr. Speaker, I have been very clear that I am sorry and that I have made mistakes. But the right thing to do in those circumstances is to make changes, which I've made, and to get on with the job and deliver for the British people.
The country's got nothing to show for it except the destruction of the economy and the implosion of the Tory party. I've got the list here. 45p tax cut, gone. Corporation tax cut, gone. 20p tax cut, gone. 2-year energy freeze, gone. Tax-free shopping, gone. Economic credibility, gone.
Mr. Speaker, I am a fighter and not a quitter.
This only underscores the dire state of our country. Last night, while watching the news on Channel 4, I reached the 40th minute and found myself wondering if they were finally going to address the fact that Keir Starmer was under arrest. The revelations surrounding Lord Ali and his $18 million penthouse are becoming increasingly scandalous and bewildering. Truss's claim that Keir Starmer had a secret affair during his time as leader of the opposition sent shockwaves through the political landscape. She asserted that this affair could have made him vulnerable to blackmail and raised serious questions about his moral character. This isn't merely an accusation, it's an assault on the very foundation of Starmer's meticulously crafted image as a morally upright leader. If this allegation proves to be true, it could devastate his reputation among voters and within the Labour Party, marking a catastrophic blow to his career. See you next time.